Hi guys, Gear 5 here with a new series video. I'm gonna make a video series on Joy Boy, and today is the first one. Obviously, Joy Boy had many allies and Wano Country was one of them, and there may be others. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about Joy Boy's allies who assisted him passing down the task he couldn't do himself. More than 800 years ago, Joy Boy made a promise to then Mermaid Princess, who also had another title, the Poseidon. We don't know what kind of promise he made, but it must be something to do with liberating the fishermen from their bondage. Regardless of male or female, every fisherman wants to live on the surface. Kami's lifelong desire was to visit the amusement park of Shabudi Archipelago. We also saw how emotional Shirahoshi was when she saw the sun and the boundless sky for the first time. She wished to live on the surface along with her kind. The previous Poseidon might also have the same dream, so Joy Boy might have promised her that he would let her and her kind to live freely above the sea. Now, when I see the Fishman Island from a distance, I see nothing but an aquarium. They're basically imprisoned in there. We don't know who constructed that massive aquarium, but the answer is obvious, isn't it? It is none other than the Great Kingdom. I mean, who else had the expertise and know-how to undertake such massive enterprise? We know that the Fishman's history is the history of slavery, so perhaps the Great Kingdom wanted to help them, but perhaps this undertaking might have precipitated the War of the Void Century. Anyways, we know Joy Boy couldn't keep his promise to the former Poseidon, and he regretted it very much. We learned all of this from the poneglyph of Fishman Island and also from King Neptune. Kozuki Oden found out that Wano Country was very influential in the past, especially during the Void Century. They were one of the pillars and confidants Joy Boy trusted the most. Joy Boy might have delegated the responsibility of disseminating the information related to the truth of the world to the leaders of Wano Country. Around 800 years ago, the Kozuki clan's stonemasons invented the indestructible stone called poneglyph. They used mysterious characters to pass on the information Joy Boy wanted the future generation to learn. We know that Wano Country shut down their border from the rest of the world in fear of world government. But we see poneglyphs are spread across the Grand Line. Perhaps they shut down their borders to the rest of the world because they didn't want the world government to know that these mysterious characters and stones are from Wano Country. Since they were afraid of world government, they couldn't possibly hand a poneglyph to a country that is affiliated itself to the world government. But Kingdom of Alabasta might be an exception. So wherever the poneglyphs are, we can assume that they were allies of Joy Boy or Wano Country. More than 800 years have passed. People might have transported poneglyphs from their original places. I mean, we've seen scholars of Ohara transported a few poneglyphs to their island for research. Moreover, the interested party is also keeping poneglyphs to themselves. But I believe those nations who got the poneglyph with vital information were the closest to Joy Boy or Wano Country. For example, the Kingdom of Alabasta, Shandia, Zou, and Fishman Island. Elbaf might be one of them as well. Alabasta Kingdom's poneglyph contains the information on Pluton. Shandia's poneglyph, which later knocked up to the Skypia, have the information on the location of Poseidon. Zou has a road poneglyph, and the Fishman Island is the birthplace of Poseidon. Elbaf might possess a very important poneglyph. It might have information on another ancient weapon. Now the question is, how did Wano Country transport poneglyphs to these nations? Well, they might have sent it through ships. But what if the world government keeping tabs on Wano Country? Then obviously it would become dangerous, and Wano Country cannot afford to take that risk. So the viable option is to send someone with internal space. I mean the devilfoot users who can store things. Karibu can store rations and other things because of his Nomi. Broly can also store things inside her mirror world, so it can also be used to store poneglyphs. Most likely, previous users of these two devilfoots belong to Wano Country. They might have got assistance from awakened Suke no Mi or Clear Fruit user. That awakened Devilfruit user might have made others invisible and bypassed the world government's surveillance. So what kind of tricks Wano Country used to transport poneglyphs across the Grand Line? Ships, Devilfruit users, or something else? Comment down below. Like the video if you did and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.